Today, there are thousands of cults around the world. It's important to note two things about them. First, not all cults are religious. Some are political, therapy-based, focused on self-improvement, or otherwise. So what exactly defines our modern understanding of cults? And why do people join them? Broadly speaking, a cult is a group or movement with a shared commitment to a usually extreme ideology that's typically embodied in a charismatic leader.
Huge turnout. There could be close to 500 people here pretty easily. So it's a lot of people packed into a pretty small space. They all want my time and attention. I started this out as saying, watch my madness descent into madness. Well, that's very true, and it's gone deeper and faster than I ever could have imagined.
Most cults share some basic characteristics. A typical cult requires a high level of commitment from its members.
Bob and I have ended our collaboration, and he has requested that any content that he was involved in be taken down.
And maintains a strict hierarchy, separating unsuspecting supporters and recruits from the inner workings.
I'm half a mile down the road and in total solitude, which is always my preferred way of life, is total solitude. So here I am.
It claims to provide answers to life's biggest questions through its doctrine.
Today, I got to get over there and start a seminar really quick. So,
along with the required recipe for change that shapes a new member into a true believer.
Economy collapsed. So many people lost their jobs and eventually lost their homes, their apartments. They lost everything. And I heard from my website exploded.
And most importantly, it uses both formal and informal systems of influence and control.
Beginner nomads. I've lost my apartment. I'm being evicted. What do I do? You write me and I tell you what to do.
To keep members obedient, with little tolerance for internal disagreement or external scrutiny.
Are insisting on breaking the rules, which I asked Bob this morning to clarify the rules and the
shoulder. We got caught by Bob. This is not how I wanted to meet Bob. No, I just don't want to leave a bad impression.
The word cultus originally described people who cultivated the worship of certain gods by performing rituals and maintaining temples. But in time, it came to mean excessive devotion. Cults also demand obedience to human leaders who tend to be highly persuasive people with authoritarian and narcissistic streaks motivated by money, sex, power, or all three. While a cult leader uses personal charisma to attract initial followers, further expansion works like a pyramid scheme, with earlier members recruiting new ones. Cults are skilled at knowing whom to target.
Big news. I was contacted by Mr. Bob Wells.
Often focusing on those new to an area, or who have recently undergone some personal or professional loss.
It's women who are hitting Social Security and have no money. And they're the ones who are being forced into cars more than men.
Loneliness and a desire for meaning make one susceptible to friendly people offering community.
my camp, my rules, I'm the permit holder, you have to follow my rules or you're out of here.
She writes me and I say, come here and we will support you. And so that's why you see more women in my videos than men. Not that I prefer women, although let's be honest, I kind of do.
The recruitment process can be subtle, sometimes taking months to establish a relationship. In fact, more than 2/3 of cult members are recruited by a friend, family member, or coworker whose invitations are harder to refuse. Once in the cult, members are subjected to multiple forms of indoctrination. Some play on our natural inclination to mimic social behaviors or follow orders. Other methods may be more intense, using techniques of coercive persuasion involving guilt, shame, and fear. And in many cases, members may willingly submit out of desire to belong and to attain the promised rewards. The cult environment discourages critical thinking, making it hard to voice doubts when everyone around you is modeling absolute faith. The resulting internal conflict, known as cognitive dissonance, keeps you trapped, as each compromise makes it more painful to admit you've been deceived. And though most cults don't lead members to their death, they can still be harmful. By denying basic freedoms of thought, speech, and association, cults stunt their members' psychological and emotional growth. Many cults may be hard to identify, and for some, their beliefs, no matter how strange, are protected under religious freedom.
It's the end of the world.